What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Jared, and this is me, Winston, and our first special guest, Mr. Marcus Rozier. This is the Crypto Connection crew. So let me start it off. Let me hand it off to Winston. Introduce yourself, Winston.
Hey, y'all. As y'all already know, Winston Buckley here at MetaRise, and hopefully we can bring you guys another episode with some jam-packed information. Hopefully you can leave with something that at least one thing that you can take and take to the bank.
All right, I'm gonna let Mr. Marcus Rozier introduce himself. This is my second time interviewing him, so but I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Marcus Rosser. All I know is Mr. Rosser, and I'm just your average crypto NFT collector, day trader, option trader, and landlord.
All right, so let's get into this. So it's been a crazy market for the past month. Everything was going down since the Ukraine and Russia war conflict has been affecting all markets across the board. Stock, crypto, bonds, anything you think about has been down. But for the last couple of days, everything's been on an uptick on upward bound, which is pretty good. Everything's in the green today, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that's good. So I'm gonna let Winston lead us off with his presentation that he prepared, and then we can get into some discussion what's going on more.
All right, that'll work. So, as usual, I have a presentation put together, and there's so much to talk about. Sometimes it's kind of hard to decide exactly what you're going to put into this presentation. We can go into so many different topics in so many different ways, but try to compile some stuff in here. And just here's a QR code for where you can find me on different channels: YouTube, Audience Data, Facebook, and Twitter. So check out some of the other content there. There's a disclaimer. I'm not going to read it. Take a snapshot of it. Do not come for us. Do not sue us. Do your own research, please. You have to do your own research. All right. So I wanted to start off, I like talking about macroeconomics. I wanted to start off talking about inflation. So the CPI, Consumer Price Index, is at 7.9%. It's actually higher than that. So they're saying that the inflation is 7.9%, but we all can feel it in a different way. When we go to the grocery store, we feel it a different way. When we're looking at house prices, we feel it a different way. When we go to the gas pump, we feel it a different way. When we get our electric bills, we feel it a different way. It doesn't feel like 7.9%. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has a breakdown of what they use to determine this 7.9%, but everything is not really in there. But they do list some things, and you can see energy commodities, that is up 37% year over year, gas 30% year over year, fuel 43% year over year, electricity 12.3, other utilities, pipe gas 23.8. So these are the things that matter. That's 7.9%. I don't know what they're talking about. And food is not 7.9%. My chicken wings went up by $1 a pound. That's more than 7. That's 33% increase. And I like my chicken wings. So there's a site that's called Shadow Stats, shadowstats.com, and they measure inflation still using the old school method. So prior to the 80s, they used to put housing in there, the cost of housing in the Consumer Price Index. And so really inflation is over 16% at this point. So that's a website that you can check if you're interested in that type of things, and you can see how stuff is truly measured, and you can use that for your planning purposes, just generally. And the money supply. So in the past 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, 30% of all the money that's ever existed has been printed in the last 3 years. So here's just a chart just from 2000 to 2020, and you can see steadily rising. It's going up here, and it just goes bananas these last 2 years. So really, it's not so much that everything is going up, it's just the value of our dollar is going down. So when we start to look at things from that perspective, that's why things cost more. So if somebody were to go into our bank account and just take 25 cents off of every dollar, we would get upset. But people kind of fall asleep at the wheel when they just hear inflation or they see their prices. They're like, oh, everything's going up. No, our dollar is going down. And therefore, the reason why we preach understanding stock market, real estate, money in itself, but one reason why we preach getting into crypto and blockchain so heavily. So, what the bank does for you, they say we're going to give you these high yield savings accounts. And so I went on the bank rate and I said, well, yeah, let me see what the high yield savings accounts are. So the future rates are 0.7% by Bass Bank, never heard of them, NY Bank, 0.7%, Lending Club, 0.65, American Express, I think they have 0.5, and that's their high yield savings. So, if you want to save your money and get some really high interest rates, you can get 0.5% for every dollar that you put into the bank. Or you can come into the crypto world and you can start off with stable coins. So some people are like, man, I don't know anything about blockchain, crypto, all that stuff that y'all talking about. It makes no sense to me, but you can start with a stable coin, and a stable coin is usually pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar or another currency if you're in another country. And the idea is for it to always be valued at that, and there's supposed to be reserves to back that up, just like money used to be backed by gold before we went to the fiat system. So stable coins are supposed to have dollars in the bank to match each stable coin that's there. So $1 in stable coin would be $1 in USDC, for example. And there's a whole bunch of different ones. You can look up which ones you might be interested in. That's another class for another date. But you can take that and you can earn interest on that. Now, there's a website, and there's a number of different protocols that you use, but Celsius is one that you can earn. Now, this 17% is not on a stable coin, but on stable coins, you can get 8% on stable coins with Celsius. And that's far better. Yeah.
I got a question. Is this for like staking?
No, it's not staking. It's not staking. So centralized finance platforms, they work pretty much like banks. So they're basically crypto banks. So they take the funds, and just like a bank, they do lending. And that's one way that they make money. They take your money and they lend it out. And that process is I'm gonna tell this word up. Hypothecation. Hypothecation is basically just a practice of taking funds and issuing it out for lending purposes, taking that yield and then paying it back to consumers. And just
another question: yeah. Can you pay with regular money as well, or does it have to be just crypto?
Has to be crypto. So this is strictly crypto. And so you take your US dollars and you buy Celsius is one token, but a stable coin would be like USDC, USDT, Paxos, Gemini. There's a host of them. There's a number of different platforms. So I'm not just promoting any one platform, but that's one way. That's a more safe way to get into crypto, just to kind of dip your toes into it. So people are like, I don't like my money going up and down. Well, you can get in a stable coin and just earn 8% or more on your money. And that's with centralized finance. Now, I'm a degen. Oh, I'm going too fast. So I like DeFi. And here's a less risky bet in DeFi. So there's a protocol called Anchor. And you can get 19.46% on the stable coins. It's called US Terra. So it does the same thing. It's pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar. They have reserves that backs up that stable coin 1-to-1 to the US dollar, and you get 19.46%. Now, at DeFi, you can get much higher yields, and that's basically how you print money in decentralized finance. And we're not going to do that today, but this is just to get your toes for newbies that are like, I don't like the way crypto moves. It's up and then it's down 80%. This is a way to, at the least, and I just beg people to at least do a little research on this, because leaving money in the bank is losing. If you just go by what the government says, the inflation rate is 7.9%. We all know that it's more than that, but at the least, just take a look. Just take a look. You're losing money in the bank. We're losing money in the bank. I have money in the bank, so I'm not just anti-bank. You got to have some liquid cash. You got to have cash on hand, but you may want to start to look at earning some interest on your money with crypto. And the banks are turning to crypto. All of them, if they don't have some type of crypto desk yet, they will Stripe is going into crypto heavily. PayPal is going into crypto heavily. Square, MasterCard, American Express, all of them. If they don't have something that's available now, they will have something available because they know that DeFi and CeFi is coming for their lunch. So they have to offer products, and people are waking up to the idea that I need my money to work for me. I'd rather try out this crypto thing because I'm not getting any money on the bank. So you're going to see all kind of different platforms offering you higher yields on crypto, and it's they're going to make it nice, a nice user interface to where people are comfortable doing it, just like what Cash App does, and we touched on that on the last episode.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
So I've heard from a couple of people, even Ian Dunlap from Market Mondays. He was saying that since the banks are investing more into crypto, that now crypto won't be decentralized as much as anymore because the banks are getting into it. Do you believe that? Do you still think crypto can be decentralized, I should say?
All right, and I love crypto. I'm all about it.
What'd
you say, Marcus? You said something, Marcus?
No, I was letting Mr. over here. He was already speaking. I was just agreeing that I'm sure he's gonna agree with me. So
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
For a long time, I felt that for the most part, crypto is not decentralized. Now, that being said, many projects are moving towards decentralization, and the whole idea, not the whole idea, because we do have centralized blockchains, but projects want to be decentralized. However, when you do the on-chain analysis for a lot of projects, a lot of our favorite projects that claim to be decentralized, you'll see that the top holdings are in like 10 wallets, or there might be a concentration of 50% of all the projects in just very few wallets. So from that sense, it's not decentralized. However, depending on the project and what it does, the actions may be decentralized, but we do have to face the fact that with the amount of institutional investment that's going into so many, Bitcoin, ETH, all the ones that we love, it's kind of like Hunger Games. And I like to reference Hunger Games a lot. It's like the people that are becoming the new crypto rich are becoming the banks. They're becoming basically the system that we ran away from. And so now, you're seeing, and I don't want to get way into the weeds. Maybe I'm jumping. We can come back to this conversation, but yeah, I agree. That's the short answer. I agree. Marcus, you want to weigh in on that before I move on?
No, like you said, I have to agree. What I think even last week, no, it was earlier this week. I think it was Tuesday. I was reading an article of Microsoft SoftBank doing, I think it was a $500 million investment into a Ethereum blockchain. It was upcoming layer 2 protocol on one side. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was layer 2 protocol. And that, like you're saying, just the institutions are finally jumping on. FDIC has officially stated that cryptocurrency can't be insured. Once I saw that, like we recently had an executive order. I know as far as regulation in the United States, we're behind, but internationally, if you look at Europe, Canada, Switzerland, like they have already regulated crypto, and they're making, like it's a hand over fist. The new so-called decentralized and the exchanges like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, BabySwap, all these other in Texas, like they are new banks, and yes, they might have a centralized board because someone holds their native token. But then like what's was saying, if you go on these metric blockchain sites and look at who actually is a majority holder of these native tokens on these platforms, it's like 5% of the wallets. And I guarantee you it's someone's friends who are friends of the people who started these platforms. Let's be real. So I agree. It's still just a new age centralized. It's just new. It's just new age centralized. Sure, to everyday person, but now the everyday person getting rich.
Absolutely. We're well past the Silk Road days. So everything is regulations coming. It's already here. Regulations coming. The big boys, they want to play, in this. They see, everybody sees what's happening well, not everybody, but people are paying attention to what's happening with the dollar. And most governments know that they have to get away from their fiat currencies. And, I'm a nerd about that kind of stuff and just looking at how long dynasties last and how long fiat currencies last. And I mean, it's winding out. So that's, yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going.
No, I like that. I like that. So, I heard that before. I think I heard that from Market Mondays. How long do dynasties typically last?
Yeah, I mean, they have usually a 400 to 500 year run. And I mean, you look at where America is in that cycle, it's just kind of like, oh, all right. It's kind of time to,
it's not just that, but then you talk about, deeper, we're talking about reserve currency. Our last reserve currency was the British pound. It only lasted about 100 or so years. And we know the United States is hitting that time where the USD doesn't really for one, it hasn't been holding power in the past 20 years, let alone, but like it's that time where we might be seeing that change. And I do think it'll be a transition over to a digital coin. Now, which one, we don't know. We do know China has already released its own digital central bank coin, and we know technically the United States in the past 2 years has been in the back end project their own central bank digital coin. And then again, by its order, it did sanction saying no, we can put real money towards this, our own central bank coin. So I'm sure there'll be a digital coin. Which one? Who knows? But it's through time for a change based on historical data.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. So, man, this is the reason why, and I'm sure you all have been doing the same. But this is why we're trying to get people to just wake up, because it's coming. Like right. You're going to be on blockchain. You're going to be using it, whether you know it or not. So at least be on this side of it, at the least.
They're not listening, bro. I've been trying to tell people. I've been telling people since COVID started, bro. They ain't listening, bro.
Yeah, I know. I got into an exchange with this old guy, and I think he got a little offended because he's a journalist, and I didn't know he was a journalist. And I made a comment, and I was like, "Yeah, journalism's just dead."
No, you didn't.
He's like, "Oh no, I'm a journalist. I do this and I do that." And he was like, well, "What do you do?" And I say, "Well, on the side I teach about blockchain and cryptocurrency." He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a big Ponzi." And I just laughed and I threw up some stats. I told him about the money printing, and then I said, "Well, all right, let's look at it like this." I was like, in every sector there are Ponzi's, and I said Bernie Madoff had one of the longest lasting Ponzi's in all of history. I mean, this dude did this for 40 years and sat on all kind of boards, the SEC, the CFTC. He wrote a lot of the rules about investing. And so I was like, "Where's the Ponzi?" And he just kind of shook his head. And he was like, "Okay, I got to get back to what I was doing."
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, what was that person's name again? What was his name?
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff. Okay. Oh, all right. I remember him.
Yeah, that guy's a good study case. He's a good study case.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna read about that. Okay. Yeah, continue, man.
Absolutely. All right. So I wanted to point out a couple of a different company. Well, one's a company, and Avi kind of has a company side to it. But Fireblocks and ARC, they're doing a number of projects where they're allowing institutions to bridge into DeFi, and they've already done a number of different projects already. But Fireblocks and ARC, they have a number of different. They're not patents, but they got approval in Europe, some in America, just to allow banks to issue either tokens or to invest directly into DeFi. And of course, the banks want to offer that to their consumers, but they're just trying to make sure they dance around the regulations. So what are the narratives for this? This is what I believe. This is Winston talking. So again, please don't sue me. But this is the narrative. Wait, you know what? I think I skipped something. I did. I skipped like 3 slides. My bad. Hello. Oh, well, never mind. All right. So NFTs. I believe a lot of NFT projects are going to go to zero. Even some of the most popular ones. Now I got this video clip here. I can't play the whole thing because dude just kind of go off real explicit. But I'm gonna play a piece of it. And this is a project that launched last year, Tory Lanez. There was a lot of hype about it, and he hyped it up quite a bit. So let me get to this part where he's talking about his project that it came out, but this is before the project came out, and he was just hyping it up as far as what it was going to do. All right, so please excuse the profanity if some of it slips out on you.
The price go up and the resale value go up, and whatever you want, and you're gonna see the price go up and the resale value go up. Make sure you trade well, man. You want to look like me, have big bodyguards, big muscles. Make sure you get on that NFT trade tomorrow. Resale August 24th.
Let me back up a little bit.
Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Y'all gotta understand how
red flag right there.
revolutionary this is. This is the first time ever that you're ever gonna be able to sell an artist's music and trade it for whatever you want. And you're gonna see the price go up and the resale value go up. Make sure you trade well, man. You wanna look like me, have big bodyguards, big muscles.
All right. So I mean
I love the effort.
Right.
I love it.
I gotta give it to Tory because he is one of the first. He is one of the first. This is actually his second NFT project. So the first one, it had decent resale value. He released 700 NFTs, and some of them was selling for in the tens of thousands. So I got to give him that. So he comes back a few months later, and he drops a project with 1 million copies of an NFT. And so this is just one of his different advertisements, and he was just saying, y'all, my last ones, they sold for 30,000. I want y'all to get this money with me. You know, this is not about me, it's about y'all. So get on there. You can sell it for whatever you want. And I was just like, 1 million copies. I was like,
that's no saturation. Yeah, saturation, buddy. Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. So, you know, I saw the money grab before it happened. And oh man, where's my slide? There it is. Okay. And this is just an example of what they're selling for now. So they retail at $1, but you can buy it now for 85 cents. So how about that? And it's just supply and demand. I mean, he put out 1 million. You know, if there was 1 million versions of Yeezy shoes, they would not sell for 300 and then resell for 1,200. It's just, it makes no sense. So that's edition number 632,000 of 1 million. And you can buy that now for 85 cents. So that's that money that he was talking about. You getting? Obviously not. Here's another one. A lot of hype around this. Take Off from the Migos. Big project. Now, it was one of the highest selling projects at Mint for artists. So it sold like almost $6 million. And they were just talking about just how successful it was. And the mint price was 1.12 ETH, and that was around $300 at the time, maybe a little bit more. But now you can buy one of these apes in space for $1.41. So just how successful is this project? And that's the smoke and mirrors that you have to kind of clear yourself through. Yes, on the surface, it looked like it was very successful, but look at the floor price. It just fell out. And so a lot of these things really, and we're going to see many more cash grabs, you know, this year, next year, it's always going to happen. So people, you know, a lot of people don't understand NFTs, and they're just like, man, I just need to buy an NFT that's going to make me rich. But a lot of them have no real utility. This ape thing has been redone and redone and redone and redone. And they just, I mean, there's so many monkeys and apes.
Dude, you said the keyword utility. All the projects you named didn't have. One of my founding foundations for collecting NFT is going a year and a half in is utility, man. Like, no,
absolutely
utility.
So question. Yes. What is so what is the hype about these monkey NFTs?
Like man, it goes back to 2015, Board Yacht Club, man. All their PFPs, profile picture. That's it. People just like the hype. People are just trying to keep going the hype train of the same ones that already made people rich. They literally just dropped their coin yesterday. Some people made 6 figures, and then people sold, and it went all down to the floor because that's what happens when people sell.
Okay,
but that's all. People are jumping on hype, man. People ain't trying to copy old ideas, not trying to, like you said, add any innovation, utility, man. And then now you got uneducated people to jump into communities thinking, I trust this influencer or this artist. I've been following their style, old, been buying their albums, their merch, blah, blah, blah. I must trust NFTs. I've been hearing NFTs. He's talking about I'm get rich, and they're going into it. And now they're just hurting their communities. Like they're taking advantage of people who don't know anything. And that's, to me, this hurts. This hurts the whole NFT growth. It keeps people from jumping in. It doesn't help anything. It's like, it's just horrible. Horrible, man.
Right.
People like this should get sued. And right now you can't even get sued for this, which is horrible.
Yeah.
Really? You can't get sued?
You didn't know that? Oh, bro, I can make a project right now and talk about how I'm gonna use the project's money. Right now, I can promote my whole project. Like the money's gonna go to me building a building in New Orleans. I can make 10 grand and just not do it. And you can't do anything about it. You can't sue me. Can't come at me. You can physically come at me, but like as far as like laws, there's no but true, because you can get tracked down. Blockchain transparent. The limit on your house. But as far as laws, you can't come at me financially. I can just take your money. You're choosing to send me money. That's what blockchain is. If you signed that gas fee transaction, you signed that money away. It's gone. It's mine.
Oh, okay. So you can't.
That's why people talk about rug pull. That's why it's so easy to take advantage of people. So easy to groom their communities who don't know anything. And that's why we got people like us though who gonna educate our communities and make sure we don't let that shit happen.
Okay, so I got another question for you. So what about the people who hack? Like say they hack Coinbase or another crypto brokerage? Is that illegal? Is that illegal?
Yeah, actually you can. Yeah, they're actually tracking hacks going down to 20. The biggest, was it Coinbase? CoinDesk got hacked. They lost like 1.3 billion. It's like 1.3 billion, and they got like 1.2 billion back. It was a white couple. They have a Netflix documentary coming out. She used to run a software company. She used to do she's trying to fake like she's dumb, but you look at her background. No, this woman was a rich before she even did this. Like she used to work for the top 500 companies. Oh man, I wish I knew the couple, man. But no, they don't know. For hacks, they're coming back at you guys. The government is backtracking. Yeah, don't think you're about to get away with some exchange hack because no.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right.
That's good. That was Mount Gox. The Mount Gox. And they stole all that, and this been going on for years.
Yeah, as I was saying, it was like 20. It was before Ida and before COVID. They had them in a couple of years, and the government still tracked. I was like, dang, they're getting them. Okay, good. That was a lot of money.
And you would never you see this couple. You would never think that. I mean, they just like these corny people.
She's a rapper. What's her rapper name, man? It's so stupid. That's what I'm saying. She's like wannabe. Oh my god, man! I forget. And her husband, she made bail. Her husband is supposedly taking most of the blame, so she's not making bail. But she's the one who thought about everything, man. She's the kingpin. But she's out right now. Her husband's in jail.
Yeah, because I think she was in like cybersecurity, so she knows her stuff.
She was.
She just kind of comes off, ditzy or whatever. So I guess that's her online personality. Yeah. But you know what? And it was good that they were able to do that, because that was kind of like a win for the space, because like regulators that are anti-crypto, they always talking about, there's all these, I think they call them super shady. I forgot what Elizabeth Warren called them, super shady, super coders or something like that. And, she always talking about Ponzi's, and she's like pushing for this crazy regulation. But that's an example of why blockchain is needed, because they was able to track down who did it down to where they was at.
Each wallet, down to each transaction, to each wallet, down to even when they went to like sovereign agents at this point. Because after a certain asset value, it is considered a federal crime, so they can continue going after your assets no matter where they are. So that was pretty interesting when I learned about that crime too, which is why, yes, if you commit a crime, the government can seize your NFTs.
Ooh, that's
people get so mad, like, oh, so decentralized, like people uneducated don't know. Like OpenSea is a hybrid. Their back end is Web 2.0, their front end is Web 3.0. But people don't know that. But yes, the government can come after you on OpenSea, come after you on Nifty Gateway. Same way the IRS, they can come after you. They can take your NFTs, you don't pay your taxes.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. The government's gangster. All right, so I got a few slides here, and I'll be done. I'll get out the way. So I believe that identity is, I mean, it is. I mean, it's kind of one of the reasons why the whole space exists. However, you know, we were just touching on our identity isn't really that massive in Web3 and in this space. So some of these projects are working on giving you identity on chain. I'm all for that. So like right now, to take out a loan, you got to over collateralize, and in DeFi too, you got to put $100 up to get $50 back. And so Latentry, these are just the icons, but Latentry and Civic, they're working on giving you ID on chain so that you can use like a credit score, so to speak, and take that to other blockchains. And you know, you can say, okay, I did these 3 loans, I paid them all back. So can you give me a uncollateralized loan on your blockchain? So that, I think that's going to be pretty big for the space. And then Secret Network is just working on keeping your identity secret, you know, if you want to move around on the blockchain. So they haven't made big splashes, but they are in the top 100. And I've been keeping an eye on what they're doing. So they really are working on keeping your identity anonymous while keeping, you know, a certain portion of your transactions that you do want to share. Say you do want to share your borrowing history and that only, but not share your identity. They're working on things like that. So I think that's going to be really big going forward. And whoever does this successfully, these are not the only 3 projects that are working on stuff like that, but whoever does that successfully, I think they're going to make big moves. Interoperability, I think for the average, even for us that are in the space, it's a big deal using all the bridges and just, it's just annoying sometimes. I've lost money going from one chain to the wrong chain. I mean, it's just not easy. And what's going to really make the space pop off is kind of like what Apple did for the personal computer. Like, it has to be easy. And so the chains that are going to do it the best and make it easy for the consumer, the average person, they're going to win. But for now, I'm keeping my eye on Polkadot and Cosmos because these two are really doing some interesting things with the parachains and Cosmos. A lot of blockchains have been implemented on top of Cosmos. And then Chainlink partners with everybody. I'm talking about everybody. Both traditional companies, Web3 companies, Chainlink has a partnership just about with everybody, and they are Oracle servers. And so y'all can do your own research and figure out what that is. But those are 3 to watch. Ethereum, the merge is hopefully coming this year. They're saying maybe this summer, and I think that it's going to really be good for price action. That's just my personal prediction. Do not sue me. I don't know where it might go to 0. Who knows? But the merge, it probably won't do anything for gas fees, the merge itself. However, is going to help with making it more of a deflationary asset and just a supply shock around the merge and what they're thinking is going to happen later this year is that you can spend a whole week just learning just the tip of the iceberg of what going from proof of work to proof of stake in the merge and Ethereum is going to do.
Got a question.
Yes, sir.
I always hear that term, gas fees. And some people who watch might not know what that is. You want to explain what are gas fees when it comes to crypto technology?
Yeah. So an example of a gas fee and what we do now is like when you use your credit card. So most places, they won't charge you that fee, that network fee. But if you go to a gas station in the hood, the dude behind the window is going to be like, oh, you want to use your American Express? We're going to charge you 75 cents on top of it. And you're like, what? If you use your Visa card, they'll charge you 50 cents on top of it. So, or they might say minimum purchase $5, if you want to use your debit card. And you're like, so I just want to get a stick of gum, but now I got to buy a honey bun and an iced tea just because I want to use my debit card. And so they're paying, usually around 2 to 3% per transaction. And that's the network fee. So you got to pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whichever network. And then there's all these intermediaries in between. So you got to pay the point of sale merchant, they got a fee in there. Then you got to pay the Visa network. And then whatever networks are passing that information along for that transaction. A lot of companies, they just eat it because they know they're going to just make the money on the back end. Like at the grocery store, they're just going to upsell and they're going to package that cost in. So a lot of places you don't see that. But like I said, in the hood, they don't, they're not shy about saying, oh, you got to spend $5 because they don't want to eat that fee. They want to pass that fee on to you. Marcus, you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I mean, just getting the back end developer side. Since for Duke mines Bitcoin and a few other coins in general, the gas fees go to the miners. That's how you pay the miners pools and their fees for doing their job to provide the currency. So that's really what it is.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's nothing's free. Nothing is free, and somebody has to secure the network, and that's part of the cost that you're paying is gas, and it sucks. I have made money on paper on NFTs and did not sell or could not sell because the gas was just too high. It was just, I mean, there's been times where there's I have an NFT. It's worth $150. I want to sell it. And then I go to confirm the transaction, and MetaMask is saying that the gas fee is going to be $700. So I'm going to have to pay $700 to sell a $150 NFT. And so, of course, I just canceled it. But, there are times where gas fees just go berserk. If there's a big mint that's going on, I think gas fees are at the all-time low right now for a year, but gas fees, that's one reason why Ethereum probably hasn't gone as crazy as it probably could have. But I mean, it's the number 2 coin, so that says a lot. And this is for all the XRP army. I used to be, when I first got into crypto, I was in the XRP army. I am not in the XRP army. So I'm not pro XRP. I'm not anti XRP. I know XRP army people ride hard. I mean, you can't say nothing about XRP. I got to give it to the XRP army. You say one thing that's just slightly tainted towards XRP, oh man, they'll cancel you quick. So this is just a little bit of meat for the XRP army. They won this fair notice, where the court is allowing this fair notice defense. So basically, they're saying that, the SEC didn't give them fair notice to say that their token was a security. And so the court is the court is allowing that defense, which it may, be the home run stretch for XRP at this point, because I'm not sure what else the SEC can bring against XRP. I mean, it's like they've been losing this case against them for the past year or two. And so, I mean, anything can happen. SEC got the government on their side, so anything can happen. But I just pay attention to this because it's really important for all of crypto. Every project is looking at what's going to happen to XRP. So
let me ask you this: if XRP wins this case, do you believe this was in the cryptocurrency market, like skyrocketing?
I don't think it goes to grow.
The market, XRP maybe, XRP will kind of go nuts for a minute, but maybe.
The one thing I think might be skyrocketing is you're going to see a rise of people making all new coins because people have zero fear of making coins. That's what you're going to see the rise of. You're going to see the rise of more Ponzi schemes. That's what you're going to see the rise of when this gets passed. It's going to open the floodgates.
Yeah, but if XRP beats this case, but wouldn't this be I forgot, I can't remember the terminology, but like a
I know it's like a case passing the Senate, and it gets
like a case that can define other coins.
That's the law defines to move forward. That's what we're talking about regulation, but that's what I'm saying. The only thing it's going to do is prove that anybody can. That's all this case is proving. From my perspective as an investor, maybe I'm wrong. Winston, you have a different point of view. But for me, looking at this, all I see is this is going to prove that anybody can make a coin, and not just anybody. Let me go deeper. Anybody can make an NFT that hosts a utility that creates a coin. Because that's what people are doing now. People are way past this whole just making coins. Now we're making NFTs. You have to hold that produce coins, so you have to stake those NFTs and make those coins. It's a 3-layer system now, and now they're working on layer 4 right now, which people merchandising, and that's a whole nother thing.
I didn't even think about it. Just from that standpoint, that's going to give a lot of validity to a lot of these trash projects. They're going to be like, they're just going to print money like crazy.
Exactly.
There's going to be so many forks of forks.
So many. We already got so many forks. You know how many Thors and those freaking compounding projects on Avalanche and Ethereum and Binance has like 100 new freaking compounding project every week on Binance. So come on, man. I know everybody wants. I can make you a millionaire. It's 100 APR and all this. I'm like, y'all think this is really gonna last? You think if everybody in the world starts doing the same compounding projects? Come on, Eric. You can literally Google smart contracts, play to earn service models that build these websites and these products for you, and you just launch it. So the fact that you can Google that, regulation will destroy these projects. I'm sorry, but these projects are all going to zero, always compounding, life guaranteed, dropping 100 or 1,000, or I think a Thor node or strong block and all these and all their forks. Yeah, they're all going to zero, just like all the non-utility NFT projects.
Let me ask y'all this. So if XRP wins this case, will this diminish the SEC or the government trying to put a stranglehold on cryptocurrency? Like, would they still be able to regulate?
This is a good thing. This passing is a good thing. I know I'm second, like maybe it's a bigger thing that people are going to make fake coins and blah, blah, but technically it is a good thing because it is a step towards regulation. And at the end of the day, we need regulation and all new technology for them to actually get that institutional private industry money so we can actually see this technology flourish.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah, we need something that's defined because a lot of people are in like limbo, and you got developers that they're trying to tote this line. They're like, well, we don't want to mint this way. We don't want to issue tokens to early investors. They're trying to figure out all these different and freaky ways to get people to invest in a project without looking like, what SRP did. And yeah, it's going to be good. It's really going to be good for a lot of development going forward.
Okay. Great. That was a great presentation, Winston. Yet again, you always knock it out the park. You always make me realize I don't know a damn thing in crypto or NFT. Even though I be researching, Jesus, you be coming out. I didn't even know about some of that stuff. All right, so Mr. Marcus Rozier. So let me ask you, what is your favorite part? Let me ask you this question: why did you fall in love with cryptocurrency?
Oh man, it made me buy a house. No, that's why it gave me the money so I can afford it. It did change my life, man. Why did I get into cryptocurrency? Wrap it all in a very quick sentence. There are 3 times in a human's life where you can increase your financial living standards from low to middle to high, correct? It's either in a recession, it's in times of war, and it's in times of technology shifts. Right now, we're literally in back-to-back in all 3 from my point of view. There is no excuse for somebody. I can understand if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're trying to get out of debt. But if you have the financial means, you have your stuff together. As time and age, there's no reason why you cannot set seeds to grow in the future. Crypto allows anybody, even when you have $20 living paycheck to paycheck, to still getting like Winston said, those APYs aren't joking. 10%, 7%, 8%, 20%, whatever you're doing, certain coins, that's real, man. You can go out there and find that stuff. And if you're steady on it and you move your money around as those returns fluctuate, yeah, you can grow that $20 to about $100 at the end of the month. Honestly, that's very doable. It's just you clicking around and maybe spending $5 in fees. It's just the effort. So that's what got me really into crypto, man. It's the fact that you can make some money with a little bit of money.
Okay, all right. So what crypto coins do you like to invest in or trade?
Straight up, right now we're doing long-term investments, only utilities, only companies that currently make money on paper right now. I'm talking every quarterly. So right now I'm looking at Chainlink, my number 1 big dog. I'm looking at Polkadot, my number 2 big dog. And now for the rest of the way down, we're moving into all video game play to earn territory coins. We're talking future coins like Star Atlas. Axies is still pretty decent buy because Axies updates coming should be really useful for free-to-play players to jump in. Thane's a really good buy-in right now at the time. And there's a couple others, first purchase shooters on Solana. Man, I forgot the name of that one, should top of my head. But those are top 3 at first. Those are the ones that are probably big. Oh man, big times coming. That game is crazy. That should be pretty nice. That's about it right now. First, You can go Gala Games. They have the biggest ecosystem right now, and they are currently the most successful, consistent. Like, I think they have 5 games right now you can play that consistently you can make money in. Pound Stars is one of the newest popular ones in the past couple of months. It's like Farmland, Sims, 4X kind of game. You buy these literally refineries, a windmill, oil refinery. Literally, you buy an OpenSea, you buy them on Gala tokens, you put them in your city, you make money. It's a weekly challenge to the best farmers community, how you build it up, and you get paid based on it. It's all about efficiency, time management, resource management. Games of 4X games, or any of that kind of stuff. That's a good game stuff for you. That's about it. It's overgrown. It grows. It's getting bigger. Honestly, like there's always a new game coming up. Right now, I'm only focusing on AAA games, though, at this point. So the games that Unreal Engine 4 to 5, games that run on PC and require about a 4-core CPU, because at this point, investing in games that are like web-based, still cell phone funny, idle games, not really my thing, and I don't see them long-term going to really give you that residual value. But it's going to be those games that can compete with like Sony Entertainment, Microsoft, Epic Game Studios. Then those AAA titles are going to be the ones you want to put your money in.
Okay. So how can somebody just play a game and the player, the gamer, can make money off it, or cryptocurrency off it? Like, how they make a profit off the game?
I can shoot. There's so many good examples. Some of them maybe $10 to start. You have to buy. Every game has a buy-in usually. They're just now starting the whole model of free entry, and where you can sort of earn as you play to kind of give you the taste. The people are realizing, developers are realizing that you need to get everyday people into blockchain gaming, play their own business models. But an everyday person doesn't have a crypto account or know how to move money around a bridge, which you have to know how to do, or let alone know how a smart wallet and connect to a bridge and move that money around. Only crypto guys like us know how to do that, honestly. So now games are realizing that you have all that built into the back end. So now these games launch with their own marketplaces, their own wallets. And so you don't have to even do any transfers. You can really just log into the website. It's even now some of them are connected to like the Google app, Google Play, and Apple Pay. So you can pay directly from your phone now into these games and join in without even having to know that you're playing a crypto game. I think right now the best games that do that are probably Splinterlands and Phaeton, and there's a couple other that are on mobile. But those two are probably the best popular ones that people can literally just get on their phone, pay to get in, and start playing. And like without even realizing they're kind of really playing a crypto game and start making money daily. I would say personally, I do all Splinterlands, and I got about decent equity right now. Current value about 1,000 card value, and you can make on average right now. I think I'm at $17 a month passively. Every day it's about $1.20, and I rent out unused cards, and that's another about $3 to $4 a day.
Wow, so you're treating this like a real business. Jesus.
Yeah, I treat everything as business, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is people don't understand is you own that asset. So when they're not being used, most games have built-in renting mechanisms or scholarship, what they call is, so you can really rent out your assets to somebody else, and you can share the revenue. And the platforms have the revenue share built in. So you just a slider, you're sharing maybe 60 to 20. And I mean, I got things to do during the day. Man, I don't want to spend my whole day on my computer. I mean, I want to go on vacation. So I rent out my assets to somebody in the second, third world country who needs extra money. And you know what I mean? It's a win-win for everybody.
Oh my goodness, that's what's up. Okay.
But it's a whole new business model. I'm thinking about next year I might have my own group of people working for me, and that's a whole nother business, man. I'm saying blockchain changed the world.
Okay. Earlier when we was on the call, before we hopped on this, you were talking about NFTs. Why did you? Well, we already believe Winston believes NFTs gonna go to zero. Most NFTs gonna go to zero.
They will.
So you believe the same thing?
Oh, 100%. Even though I'm over $7 grand in NFTs, 100% believe that most of them, 80% of projects will go to zero, because 80% of projects people brought in don't even know where that image is even getting hosted at. For one, the image could be on Google Drive somewhere. And the second that person starts paying for that Google Drive link, guess what happens to that picture on that NFT? Nothing. It just disappears. You don't see anything. So I mean that alone is already a worry. Secondly, data corruption. Even if you're paying for your image to be hosted on a legitimate Web 2.0 website, at the end of the day, they will still get corrupted, and the NFT won't last for. I mean, it might last your lifetime, but the idea of it lasting forever is a dream still. There's a new technology in dark space and Web 3.0 called IPFS. If I'm saying that correctly, it's dark web data servers, basically, which I don't understand how they're still selling that as permanent, because it's still data on SSD hard drive somewhere. But whatever, if you want to market it as whatever. But I'm a geek and I know what hardware is. I manage it. We work in the data centers. I don't know. But IPFS is supposed to be the new hosting long term. I'm thinking it is on blockchain from what I understand, which is why I think it's supposed to last forever. Because even if the technology behind it, if the data does corrupt it, since it's still blockchain, you're supposed to move from one hard drive to another, and it still be its own form, which that means you're just spending infinite money on storage. So I don't know what project has that monetization built in, but hey, this is all new technology, so we're going to see what project is successful. And that's why a lot of people think they're going to go to zero, because like if you do a project who's truly on blockchain, truly backed up forever, you have to eat the cost. That project, that company's eating that cost, storage fee every year for every NFT they mint for their holders. I just don't see how that's sustainable long term. I don't.
Okay. All right. Can you explain the difference between Web 2.0 and 3.0? Because a lot of people probably don't understand that.
Simplest thing is if you go to like Facebook or anything, you just log in with username and password, right? If you go to a Web 3.0 website, you can't even access the website unless you connect to it through a blockchain, and it will require you to sign it with a ledger. Period.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to explain it.
Okay. Yeah. Simplified right there.
So if you're on a project, like, oh, we're a blockchain website, but you're clicking around, and I mean every interaction. Let me explain it even deeper. I mean every interaction. Say you want to click on Facebook, you click on your friend's homepage, you just go to it, right? On a true Web 3.0 website, if you click on any action, say you went to the support page, it will require you to sign a ledger to access that support page. Every action you do is signed and transacted on the blockchain and Web 3.0. That's how you know the difference.
Okay, I got you.
And that's why it's so costly. That's why when Winston was talking about these projects, maybe 95% of them really aren't fully on Web 3.0 because they can't. They aren't. They can't afford it. Those gas fees would be insurmountable. That's why I think in the future it has to be centralized for it to be successful, because you're going to have these hybrids. It really won't be a true Web 3.0 unless, at the moment I just don't see it. Physically, I don't see it right now.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. Okay. So where do you see the future of NFTs?
Oh, it happened so fast. So first it was just, people testing out your local artists, starving artists, just redoing the creative industry, right? Successful. That was NFTs 2012, kind of started at 2015. People started making their labs, getting really popular. By 2019, 2020, I would say artists at this point were pretty much onto the NFT market. The next step, it was getting to play to earn model, not fully solidified, but starting getting gamers into it, right? So they got the gamers into it. At this point, you either know about it or you're not. Either you hate it or you don't, and you're playing games to make money, you're playing games to have fun. So now they're just trying to get more games into it and getting that negative stigma about the environment and just the whole, I don't know why gamers care so much, but this whole about like, I just want to play a video game and have fun. It was like, well, I'm an adult and I don't know about you, but I have a mortgage and I think we're going to have kids and I'm going to have a wife-size girlfriend. And I don't know I know when I was dating in my early 20s and I spent 2 hours on my Xbox, that was the most unattractive thing a woman could see me do. So now I know in my 30s, if I'm spending 2 hours and I make $5, $10, $20, that's pretty attractive. Last time I checked to a lot of women. I'm just saying. So y'all, you guys out there who want to play video games all the time and spend $500 on the Xbox and $70, $60 on your every brand new video game, which got me into playing video games, just transition that same money into investing in the crypto games, guys and ladies, if you want a game, so we can continue making money and still enjoying our games. Like, it's win-win, just saying. And you learn how to financially educate yourself. You learn new skills. And that's my their gap on that stuff.
That is very true. I didn't even think about it like that. Playing the
That's
game
what I did.
No, I didn't even think about it like that. So let me ask you this: are Xbox and PlayStation or Nintendo, are they offering that type of crypto games we can make money on?
Man, Epic Games said they're open to it. Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony all think the more technology is too new. But Microsoft recently came out and said that now they're exploring, and Ubisoft is investing in multiple blockchain metaverse games. I actually follow them. Any game they put money in, I'm always trying to get in the whitelist so I can flip the project because it's just always make money. But no, Steam also say that they aren't going to be supporting blockchain games, and of course Google Play and Apple Store say they aren't. But developers are just surviving it by making the front end Web 2.0 and the back end Web 3.0. And the back end doesn't have to be on their store, because on the web store you just have the client to launch the game. So developers found a way to go around it. This is how you can get blockchain games on Apple and Google Play Store.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right. Wow.
Can I jump in there real quick?
Yes, sir. Please do.
So the last episode, Jared was just talking about how, like on the fintech side, like in the stock market, how the big boys and big girls, they'll fake you out. And I pick on JP Morgan a lot because I feel like, you can talk about your family like you work for Chase. So I pick on Chase quite a bit. And, for the longest, Jamie Dimon was coming out saying if anybody at JP Morgan even buys Bitcoin, if you work here at this company and you even buy it, I am going to fire you. I mean, he was going so hard, talking about it's trash, there's nothing to it. All the while they're building out their own crypto desk. All the while they're building their own blockchain because they know they're going to get rid of Swift at some point. And so it's crazy. Yeah, it's just like you're bringing up Apple and all these other companies. They're doing it, but they're like, no, let us fill our bags. Let us go ahead and get our position in the market. But yeah, it's like doing your own research is so important.
So important.
So important.
That's what's up. All right. So let me ask. Well, I asked both of y'all. So where do you all think? When do you think it will be the moment that it will be standardized? Like governments just have to we're gonna put ourselves on blockchain.
Your original question. You asked when NFTs and would become a thing. So after the gaming, the next step for NFTs is branding, right? So that started happening last year. And we had major brands like Budweiser, Mercedes-Benz, Coca-Cola dropping their own projects. You had The Matrix, you had Cinemax, you had AMC, you had major movie studios dropping NFT projects for all their movies coming out. So that's what happened. You have Gucci dropped a project yesterday. Like when you have your actual influential rappers, your legends like Snoop Dogg joining Team FaZe. I know a few people might not know who Team FaZe is, but they are a pro league gaming now into NFTs, and you have Snoop Dogg becoming a member, and they also have another highly pro football player member, also Black African Americans joining them. Just want to point that out, that the people who are joining these people are Black African Americans coming into the forex technology and trying to lead it and get us into involved. But Snoop Dogg probably the only one I might even follow because of that, but. Man, still maybe not. Just he's not educated. He's just making a lot of money off this stuff. But yeah, major branding. That's when it became mainstream. And again, it is. NFTs are mainstream at this point. I'm painting to dime, but Victoria's Secret gives away a free NFT at their next modeling show. Like Southwest by Southwest just had free NFT giveaways in their event that just passed. So when you talk about is it mainstream? Yeah, man. Mainstream.
Okay.
Dude, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg just announced in South by Southwest that NFTs are coming to Instagram, and not just coming as in profile pictures. You'll be able to mint NFTs on Instagram. So you know what that means? He's envisioning a back-end marketplace. You know how many influencers and just common people now who are just all NFT business insiders can now mint their own collections probably on Instagram in the future? Bro, it's gonna make it so mainstream. It's gonna go from only rich people to every kid below 15. Knows what NFTs are. At that point, it's 1 more year. It's over.
1 more year. You think 1 more year? Okay. So
it's already mainstream, but I'm just saying, like, for your everyday person to find, like, oh, I got an NFT, and it probably won't be worth anything, but like they're gonna have an NFT. Like you're gonna get NFTs just going to movie openings, just scanning your movie ticket, you get an NFT. Like so.
When we say you'll be able to mint their pictures of their videos, what you mean by that? Because some people might not know what that means when you say mint.
So minting, so I think in the future, I think a lot of companies start eating those minting transactions, so users don't have to do it anymore. But at the current day and time, minting just means actually permanently making that object on the NFT on the blockchain. You actually still have to pay, like we're talking those gas fees. So minting is the process of paying that gas fee. So literally, you click the button that says mint, literally. Minting is just creating. And once you hit that create, pay the fee, gas fee, you're good to go. You made it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Instagram, and I've made a few posts. Big. Yeah, that's making it easy is so important, and I'm glad I'm a nerd because I can play in this in this playground, and it's still hard. It's always stuff to learn. But for the average person, they're like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I hear you. It sounds good. I have no idea what you're talking about. But when I talk about like the metaverse and NFTs, people are just like, man, I don't really want to hear that. But I'm like, you're kind of already in the metaverse. When I went to the Bitcoin, the North American Bitcoin conference, this guy was just talking about filters are the new makeup. And when he said that, I was just like, man, I have to use that to anybody that's on Instagram, especially to females that's on Instagram. You know, people have this life online that doesn't exist in reality. You know, people are so caught up in their online image, and what they are online does not match what they are in real life. And I'm like, we've been going this way for the past 20 years. I mean, there are people who like followers. I was watching this TV show and this kid had like 500,000 followers and the audience was like, oh, and I was just like, it's amazing that is like success now. And so your online presence means something. And when I talk about digital real estate, I went to Longhorn. I was trying to order something from Longhorn Steakhouse and I typed in longhorn.com thinking it was Longhorn Steakhouse. And somebody's just squatting on that domain and they're trying to sell it for $1.75 million. Nissan.com is owned by an old computer company from the 90s. And they have been in a 20-year battle with Nissan Car Company over that domain. So when you were talking about like buying plots of land in the metaverse, I'm like, this already exists. And it's like, if we can just get people to see the current examples, it's like, you're going to be in the metaverse, you know, when just like my mom back in the day when debit cards came out, she was like, I ain't using no debit card. I need to see my money. I ain't using this. I got to go to this machine. I don't trust that machine. And, you know, she uses her debit card. And Jared's litmus test is, you know, if your grandma use it, then it's official. And so, right. You know, my grandma is going to be walking around with her NFT.
Dude, I don't know. I'm trying. So I did talk to my dad about that. He's in his 50s. So my mom's in about her late 40s. It was pretty easy getting them onto the crypto, getting them into the NFTs, actually holding them, teaching them how to do it. They also are IT professionals. They grew up as radio men in the Navy. So I'll give them that. Talking to my grandparents, I'm not going to lie to you, sir, it's pretty difficult getting them on video chat. I don't know. I feel you. Like once we can get our grandparents, I feel you. If they can do it, it's easy. But dang, I think we got a little, like I said, we need Navy Federal, Fidelity, HP. We need our banks to let you just go ahead and buy it just right on the banking app. Once that's there, they will be on it. But until then, I can't teach them how to get on Web 3.0. My grandpa's going to be like, you want me to move what to where? What? I copy what address? Yeah, he ain't doing that, bro. Dude, it took my dad, I had to argue him down. It took me 3 weeks. 3 weeks to get him to get the Coinbase, to move the money over to give him the MetaMask, to teach him Discord. I'm not like, no, there's a lot of steps, bro. So he was like, I don't want to do all this clicking. And I understand from his point of view. I gotta click all this on. I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm sorry, man. But nah, it's not there yet, but we can get there, though. We are.
Okay. That's what's up, man. I learned a lot from this episode. So Marcus, what are you planning on? What are your futures in plan? What do you plan on doing in cryptocurrency in the future?
So my future in cryptocurrency. Man, this is actually, since you changed my life to the point, I'm trying to go 100% in, man. Set a goal for myself to kind of quit my main job and make crypto full time. So I'm gonna make the consulting 100% full time, one-on-ones I do here in the New Orleans area, and I do it online. I'm making my own NFT gallery / studio. We're going to be using local New Orleans artists, switching them. Well, they're going to do the local art. We're going to help transition them over to digital so we can get them art on the blockchain, do some open editions, do some auctions, do some giveaways. And from there on, hopefully get enough money to get a building downtown, man. Do some real curation work. Should be a good run from there.
All right, man. That's what's up. I like that dream. I like that passion, bro. I like that. I like to see young men like yourself just making moves, especially in this new technology arena. Pretty much in our community, they really don't have no clue about this at all. No. They don't have a clue. That's why we created this platform, this show, so they get the word out, get the message up. All right, man. Tell people where they can follow you at. I got your IG scrolling at the bottom.
Oh yeah, Mr. Rosser. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, even you can find me on YouTube. And yeah, but
All right. What's your YouTube channel?
Same thing, Mr. Foster, American Marcus Foster, my full name. I'm pretty since blockchains, no more hiding your name or anything like that. So I'm pretty transparent and might as well join. So no such thing as security anymore, at least not on the internet. So yeah, I'm full transparent, man. You Google Marcus Foster, Mr. Foster, they'll come right up. You see me. I'm pretty out there. I even got a website, so you can find me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I'm gonna get you. We better get you back on the show, man. This was good, man. Like we can't get everybody all the information at once, but I'm definitely gonna get you back on here. Winston, you got any final words?
Man, I preach the same thing all the time. Just jump in there some kind of way, and it's vast. It's just like any other field. You may not necessarily understand all the back end lingo, but there's jobs in crypto, and there's human resources people for crypto firms. You can take what you have, and they are paying great. A lot of these companies on the West Coast. In New York, you're paying great.
You can take the Udemy course literally in 2 weeks, pass the course, get the cert, and just put that on your resume and just say you're an NFT collector, you joined some Discords, you've done a lot of minting, and I guarantee you'll get a job within 2 weeks. 100%. And not know some low paying, like 80 grand, 130, depending, because you have previous IT experience, they will accumulate that into your overall pay because you still need to know basic IT and have the habits to learn new technology and to continue to grow, self-manage, work in a team, because you still need to know that you need a little bit of marketing and budgeting. But I've been looking at some blockchain positions, and yeah, once you get that past that course, it's pretty much an open field right now. It's like the Wild Wild West. This is a good time for a career change. You can make easy figures within a year, and I mean easy. I'm not even lying. I'm not even exaggerating. It's fucking it's stupid easy. You can really do it. You have no kids, nothing to do. Pay that. I think it's $250 for the course. You can probably get a sale if you Google promo code. Use Honey extension on Google Chrome. Don't be lazy. You can save some money, get under $200 bucks.
What's the name of that certification that you're talking about?
I do think it's more than one solidity, but the name of the code you want to learn is solidity. I think Google has a certificate for it. Udemy has a certificate for it. You certify, I think, also support. I think you can Google. There's so many out there now. That's what you're saying. It's not gonna I'm not gonna say somebody like CompTIA has one, right? But there's so many other third parties who make certificates who are licensed in it, who make training programs and now make their own one.
How you spell it?
I'm Google right now.
Okay. Solidify. How you say it?
Yeah, that's it. SOLID.
Yeah, just to hammer on that point, I met a guy at a conference, 25 years old, and he was heading the crypto department for this bank. He's 25 years old, and he was talking to me about how he got his job. He said, man, the bank wanted to get into crypto, but he was like, it's just a bunch of old dudes that sit on the board. He said they had just lost. And he said what he used on his resume was what he did in DeFi. He was like, here's what I've been doing on Twitter. Here's what I've been doing on Discord. These are the protocols that I've interacted with. He brought that to the bank. They ain't know what he was talking about.
They don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. I'm telling you, people are getting hired off of Discord and Twitter posts and YouTube videos. People are literally getting hired just working at freaking McDonald's, YouTube, Subway, but they have YouTube channels talking about just crypto news and what they do, and they're just using their YouTube channel as literally the resume and send it out. And they're literally getting hired, like you're saying, banks, private institutions do it. People are getting hired at places I've not even heard of in these Discords, bro. I'm honestly really thinking, because to really make a change, because I don't have to even with my collection, I can get hired as an NFT marketing as an advisor just based on my experience, just my own portfolio. I'm $7 grand now. I'm up $1,000 right now on my own investment. If I want to sell it right now, I'm green. So I know how to collect NFTs. I know what to look for, and I can get hired just based on I know how to pick NFTs. I know what a good project versus a bad project in less than 30. I can just tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. That's why I'm doing a lot of stuff like this. I'm gonna be able to market myself as an NFT connoisseur collector, so I can kind of get in those high marketing positions. Man, why not? It's time to make some extra money, man. And once you get that first job, it really just snowballs.
Okay.
Just like my IT career did.
Right. Yeah. That's I just dropped some huge gems right there. All right, cool.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
think
why.
Winston knew about that stuff. I was like, oh, he knows the secret of blockchain.
Nah,
Yeah, dude, everybody knows. Like back in the, like if you know on the forums, people know a little bit of blockchain. The jobs are just people are just hiring their friends. Like it's like you said, companies just need blockchain teams in general. They're just fighting just to get anybody in blockchain. It's people who know blockchain. They're asking for so much money and equity in companies that they're just like, oh, I can pick. But if people are just trying to get in, they're going to pick us up. So you might as well. And they're still throwing money at us. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like how the nurse field was 5 years ago, basically.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, if you put it in context, so the first Bitcoin was minted in 2009. So the most tenured expert in the space has no more than 12 years of experience.
Yeah, and he's getting 250, 300,000 plus equity in these companies. And yeah, so we're competing with those guys, and people are asking for a minimum 70,000 with Twitter experience. You see what I'm saying? the gap. Yeah, he's
Okay.
Get in, jump in, So
yeah.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Y'all taught me a lot. So I know the viewers learned a lot about this episode. Jesus, that's crazy. All right, y'all. Winston, tell people where they can follow you at, man.
Yeah, so just search MetaRise on all the different outlets, and I am still going through the transition from Buckley Tech Services, what it used to be. So you still may see some of that branding there, but yep, MetaRise for videos and blockchain education.
All right, and I'm the host of the Land Legends podcast. I interview both these guys. That's why we created this platform to get the message out about crypto and blockchain technology. I mean, they got so many ways to get money. So make sure you educate, prepare yourself. Please don't get left behind, because we always get left behind last because we choose not to invest in ourselves. So make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe, share this with anybody, all your family and friends, pass the message out. This is why we created this platform. So thank y'all for watching. We out. Peace.
Peace.